What's up everyone, Kaiju no Kami here, and I'm here to answer your questions that you sent me. I got quite a few questions here. Not too long, I mean it's only not even 2 pages really, so let's just start answering away. Thank you everyone that did send me questions. If you'd like to see me do this again, send me more questions to kaijunokami@gmail.com. But hey, let's get started. First we have James Roderick. Now this one he did actually put in the comments section. I just felt that this would be fun to start with this one. I got a tough question for you. What is your favorite kind of soda? My favorite kind of soda is mini soda. Anime Detour was awesome there. No, seriously, it's pop. Okay, I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Buffalo, New York originally. We called it pop, not soda. So to me, it's always pop, and anyone that says soda is wrong. But in all seriousness, my favorite pop is cream soda. Shay Smithers. What are your favorite video games and or favorite books, graphic novels of all time if you have any? I have a lot. Well, I did prepare a little bit for this question. My favorite video game of all time is Super Metroid. I played this back when it first came out and I loved it. I have loved it ever since. It's my favorite video game. I'm a huge Metroid fan, which is kind of fitting because it was kind of inspired by Alien and Aliens, so it works out. Also, other favorite game series. I love the Zelda franchise, Mario, Donkey Kong Country, Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, Deus Ex, Tomb Raider, Uncharted, Crash Bandicoot. Can't wait for the one to come out tomorrow for the collection. Although I'm currently playing Horizons, so I'm not going to be playing that for a little bit. Let's see, what else do I love for video games? Shin Megami Tensei. Kurlika Kane is currently playing Persona 5 that I hopefully will play one day, but we'll see. Because I still have to play Final Fantasy 15, The Last Guardian. I have some DLC missions to play for Watch Dogs 2. What other games do I like? Oh, Mega Man X. I prefer the Classic and X series and the Zero series. Actually, the Zero series is my favorite. I would like to see the Legend series redone with updated controls and game physics. Resident Evil series. For a while, Resident Evil 2 was my favorite video game for the play. Well, Super Metroid's always been my favorite video game overall, but at the time, Resident Evil 2 was my favorite video game to play on the PS1, and even during the PS2 era, it was my favorite video game. I went through that game 58 times. And that's counting both Leon Game A and Claire Game B, and then Claire A, Leon B, I went through probably about 14 times. I don't know, the story to Leon A, Claire B always made the most... Wait. Oh, wait. Nope. Reverse that. Hold on. Reverse that. Nope. Leon B and Claire A, Leon B is the game I played through the most because to me that's the story that made the most sense. Having Sherry get infected and having to cure her, and then Leon taking out Birkin on the train. That was the storyline for that game that made the most sense to me compared to the other one. Mostly because of Sherry, that she was the one to really tell Claire the full story of what happened. Plus sometimes dealing with Mr. X as Claire kind of sucks. But anyway, so those are some of my favorite video games. Favorite comic books, graphic novels. Well, I'm sure you can see here, I've got all kinds of stuff. I have the Spider-Man run from Stan Lee. Well, I've got a bunch of Stan Lee stuff. I've got Fantastic Four, and the lighting is getting in the way. Fantastic Four, Doctor Strange, Captain America, both the Golden Age and the early stuff from Jack Kirby, the Chris Claremont X-Men run. I've got X Factor, I've got G.I. Joe, Conan. I love Conan and the novels from not H.P. Lovecraft, but I do love Lovecraft as well. Robert E. Howard's novel, well, short stories. Got Brave and the Bold, Flash, Justice League, Batman, Jack Kirby's Fourth Worlds, Jonah Hex, Judge Dredd, V for Vendetta, Hellblazer, Green Lantern, New Teen Titans, Swamp Thing. I'm a huge Swamp Thing fan. And the Spectre. Spectre's pretty awesome. So yeah. Manga series. One Piece is my favorite. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon Ball. Attack on Titan's been pretty good so far. We'll see. I'm going to reserve full judgment on the series until it's over. I've had some series I loved in the beginning. Angel Sanctuary. That completely fell apart in the end. What other manga do I have? Berserk. Berserk's a pretty good series, but I kind of put that one on hold because it's been going on for so long that I kind of don't have an interest in reading it until it's finally finished, and then I can have the whole series in one shot. And the other hard part is because I have One Piece, I really don't feel like I need more series. Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the first series, the 38 volumes, or if you're used to what they went in America, the original series, Duelist. Now I can't even think what they called the Duelist Kingdom and Battle City stuff, and it's over there. Duelist. I think it was just Duelist. Millennium World. And R to an extent. It's okay. I don't think it's the greatest, but it's not. It doesn't make my ears bleed. Well, I guess yeah, I can't. I don't have to hear it anyway. It doesn't make my eyes bleed or my mouth bleed from reading it. What else? What else? Video games, graphic novels. Oh, Death Note. Love the Death Note. The manga, not the anime or movies. Not a fan of those. The manga, though, is fantastic. Let's see. What other manga series? That's probably good for manga series. So favorite books. Books, regular books. Like I said, I love Robert E. Howard's Conan books. I love H.P. Lovecraft. I love the James Bond novels from Ian Fleming, Ray Bradbury, Michael Crichton. What else? What else? What else? Dante's Inferno, Alice in Wonderland. Well, actually, technically, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And my favorite novel book of all time is A Christmas Carol. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, another thing I did like though were these. These are pretty good. I've only read a couple of them. I haven't actually read the Robot Monsters, or was it At World's End? Either way, these were pretty good novels too. Let's see here. Jared Cheeks. Out of all the monsters in the Kaiju genre, which one do you want to see appear in the Monsterverse the most? Well, kind of the ones that we're already seeing, Mothra, Rodan, and Ghidorah, but I'd also love to see King Caesar. I really love me King Caesar with the background. But yeah, King Caesar I feel is the most underutilized monster. Even Gigan Gigan's also underutilized. But both of those can be greatly done in these movies. Gigan, they could actually start out in the first half of the movie. Gigan is a fully fleshed out monster. And he gets pretty much nearly killed by Godzilla, so the villains rebuild him into the cyborg, and that's the final battle. That would be awesome. King Caesar would make sense because since they've already established that there were other creatures around, that this is a world full of mythical beasts and guardian beasts like Kong was, King Caesar could fit in, being another protector beast like Kong and Kong's race. So you've got that. King Caesar would be awesome. Biollante would be pretty cool to see, although I don't know if CGI could really top the top-notch effects work that Toho managed to pull off on her. Because sometimes CGI, while it can look cool, can look fake at times. But Biollante would be awesome to see. Batra would be interesting. Anyone else that I would really, really love to see? Oh, Anguirus. Of course, Anguirus. You gotta love Anguirus, right? Everyone loves him, correct? Again, like King Caesar, he's very underrated, but at least he had himself featured in several movies instead of just 2, and one of them was eh. Can you review superhero movies like the Dark Knight trilogy, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, and some of the MCU movies? I may at some point. Right now I'm not rushing out to do so because, well, I don't have time for them. I'm doing other stuff like horror movies like Halloween, Alien, Friday the 13th, but I feel like those kind of still stay in the realm of monsters because they do feature monsters in a way. But then since Sentai and Kamen Rider are about superheroes and Winspector features armored heroes, yeah, I'll get to them at some point if I run out of other stuff to do. I don't think I'm going to run out of Sentai series for a while, especially because those take a while to watch because I have to get through all the episodes. I have to process them, keep notes. Then I've got to convert the episodes, figure out what footage I want to take, rip the footage, create a script. Then I need to come up with my jokes if I haven't come up with them in the script, so that there might be some jokes that I don't have in the script that I just need to add in, film it, and then edit it all together. And I will say that sometimes going through the process of taking episode clips and putting them in there, you know what, the footage in this scene's not going to work for what I'm saying in this spot here, so I'll take that out, find another episode. That's kind of what happened with me with Winspector, because since, unlike Zyuranger, Dairanger, O-Ranger, Kaku Ranger, Car Ranger, that I've seen several times, this was my first time seeing a Winspector, so footage, I didn't have a full memory of every single thing that happened in every episode, what footage would be good for what clip, or for what piece of dialogue I say in the review. So that took extra time to do. So these things take a lot of time, so I just don't know when I'll have the time to do the MCU, but I would love to do it. I don't know if I'd want to review the X-Men movies because in the grand scale of things, I don't think they're all that good. The first one is meh. X2 is pretty good. I won't even mention X3 or Wolverine Origins. First Class is phenomenal. I love First Class. It's probably my favorite because it's the first one where they actually felt like a team. Days of Future Past was really good. The Wolverine was not bad. Apocalypse was, in the words of the Blockbuster Buster, Bryan Singer hates Storm. Ugh. And then Logan was really good, though. Logan was incredible. I don't know if I like it better than First Class, but I might. I haven't figured that much out yet. I probably should buy that on Blu-ray and watch it again to decide if I like it better. The Dark Knight trilogy, I love the first two. I think, I don't know what happened when Nolan made Rises, but Rises is a movie that gets worse with every viewing. The first time I saw it, I thought, oh, this is pretty good. Then I saw it more, and when I bought it and I watched it again, it just, the more I watch it, the less I like it, and I haven't watched it in a while. Last time I watched it was when I watched the first two. I did a trilogy week, and that kind of made the movie better when you watched it right after The Dark Knight, but as a movie on its own, it's crap. It sucks. It's horrible. It's so boring, and it doesn't make sense. Why would he stop being Batman after 9 months for 8... Ugh. I'll save the ranting if I actually ever review the movie. Same goes with the Spider-Man movies from Raimi. I like the first two. The first one I like the best because it's the one that felt the most Spider-Man-like. The second one, Raimi seemed to forget that Spider-Man's supposed to make a lot of quippage when he's talking, so there was that, and they really turned Mary Jane unlikable. Spider-Man 3, I won't talk about. I actually did like the first amazing, but I thought the second one was a mess. As for the MCU, my favorite is Winter Soldier right now. That is hands down for me the Marvel version of The Dark Knight. Alright, I'm droning, so let's move on. Joshua Cascio? Sorry. First question, who did your hair? Haha, myself. And lots of product at times. My hair does not like to be told what to do. Lots of product. And sometimes 3 or 4 different types of product. Hairspray, paste, and this gel stuff. My hair does not like to play nice at all. Second question, are you ever in the near future going to do toy reviews? I've thought about it, I just don't know what I would really review. There's so many good toy reviewers out there, like Shartimus Prime and JC. Oh man. Diego Doom does some good Monster Art reviews, although he does say fantastic a lot. There are already good toy reviewers out there that it's kind of hard. Oh, Pixel Dan is another one I love. It's kind of hard for me to really want to do that because I feel like all I would be doing is copying their style. Because toys are kind of hard. Like, if you've ever watched a Transformers review where somebody goes and shows you every single detail of how to transform it, it's kind of boring because you're just sitting there talking, or you're not even talking, you're just spending 10 minutes transforming the figure. It's just not all that exciting. So if I can find a way to make the toy reviews good, to make them fun, engaging, where you're not sitting there like, this is so boring, get to the point. Maybe. I might. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's so hard. Because, like I said, I don't know how I myself could make them interesting. If you have any ideas and you'd like to tell me, go ahead. Feel free to post it in the comments. Toy reviews. I mean, it would be cool. Because there are some figures. Like my Ultra 7 figure art. I love it, but he is highly flawed. The eye holes are in the wrong place. His neck's kind of tilted in a way, so it kind of looks kind of crooked. Then you have some of my Dragon Ball figure arts. They've got like the sleeves for some of the characters fall off. My trunks, his hands don't like to stay attached very well. I had a Gavin figure art who the wrist joint would just pop out on. My monster arts are plagued with quality control issues. Gamera, I hate opening I don't feel comfortable opening up his chest, so I would not feel comfortable doing that for a review because I cannot get it back together the way it should be. So we'll see. I might try one in the future to see how it works, but I'm not really sure if I want to do a toy review. We'll see. Alright, actually, I'll do that one last. Brandon Ellis. Hello, I'm a new fan to your channel, and you have become my go-to for everything Sentai. Lol. My kids love your videos well and have officially chosen Sentai over Power Rangers, even my 4-year-old. Lol. That's awesome. I guess it's not a question, but we would love to see a tour explanation of all that awesome stuff in the display cases behind you. And my son wants to know, what are your top 10 favorite Sentai suit designs? Keep up the good work, and we look forward to your videos. P.S. Who would win, Godzilla, Megazord, Voltron, or a Jaeger from Pacific Rim? Lol. Okay, first, a tour explanation of my room. I am planning to do a video of that. I keep procrastinating on it because I have to clean up the floor a little bit, and I need to figure out how I want to do this with the lighting, because I'm sure, as you can see in my reviews, when I'm not using the green screen, you can see the lights reflecting in the glass cases. I need to figure out how I can work those in without reflecting in the glass cases so you can fully see all the figures. Or I guess I could just, if need to, open up the door when I'm scanning the shelf itself if the light's reflecting in it. But that's something I'll figure out how to do. I am planning to do like a little video scan of my entire collection, not just for the room here, but my movie collection in the living room, and then Kurilla Cocaine's Lego and Monster High collection in the other bedroom. But yeah, look forward to that someday. I have been planning it. I've actually been planning it for 6 months now, and as I said, I just keep procrastinating. Some of the shelves are kind of dusty. I was thinking if I wanted to dust them ahead of time, but I guess we'll come down to when I start wanting to film that. If I feel up to not being lazy and actually dust every shelf, because usually when I dust the shelves, I'll do it a shelf at a time every here or there. I'll go, okay, I'm rearranging the posing on the Jew Ranger shelf. So I'm going to take all the figures out, I'm going to clean the entire shelf, and then put them back in their new poses. Same goes like with the Dragon Ball, which I haven't really touched those figure arts in a while, and it's kind of a shame because I want to do some stuff with them, I just don't know what. The Star Wars shelf I just recently dusted. I have a Spider-Man shelf that I just recently cleaned off and changed around my Spider-Man display. Well, one of my 4 Spider-Man shelves. But yeah, once I get all the figures pieced up, well, I'm also waiting on a couple figures to come in before I want to do a video. Of course, that's the other thing, is that I keep putting off because I'll be like, oh, well, I want to have this on display before I do my video. So then I wait, and I get that figure, and then I don't think about it. And then when I think about doing the video, something else comes in. I'm like, well, I want to do that too. I want to show that figure. Like before it was, well, I want to show Ultra 7 in my display. Well, now I have the Ultra 7 figure art, and now I'm waiting on King Joe. And I don't want to do it till King Joe. But also, next month, C-3PO, R2 for the Star Wars figure arts come out, as does Gamora for the Ultraman figure arts. So I want to put him in there. So at some point, I just have to do it. For your second question, my top 10 favorite Sentai suits. Let's see. Just because I don't know if I'm going to make 10, so I've got my book here just to go through, just in case. Jacka. I love the suits in Jacka. Let's just go through in order. So Jacka. Let's see. Maskman. Where's Maskman? Maskman, I guess I should show this off, just in case you don't know who I'm talking about. Jacka. Maskman is... that's Flashman, that's not Maskman. Maskman, hopefully you can see it despite the light. That's 2, right? Jetman. Jew Ranger. Gotta love the Jew Ranger suits. That's 4. Die Ranger is 5, which are probably my favorite suits overall. Let's see. Wow, who else am I missing? Jacka, Maskman, Jetman, Jew Ranger, Die Ranger. Time Ranger, love the different colored visors on that. I like the Abba Ranger suits. I especially love Abba Killer's design and Abba Black's. I actually do like the Deca Ranger suits. Those are pretty cool. I'm not the biggest Deca Ranger fan. It actually suffers from some of the issues I talked about in Wind Spectre. But I do like the designs. Man, what other suits do I like? So Jekka, Maskman, Jetman, Jew Ranger, Die Ranger, Time Ranger, Abba Ranger, Deca Ranger. Who else was my other favorite? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Duh. Brain fart. Car Ranger. I really like the way their suits are done. Go-Go 5. I like the umbrella logos. And Go Kaiju. I really like the way the Go Kaiju suits are done. And now I think that's 11. I think now I covered 11. So, my top 11 favorite Sentai suits. At least off the top of my head. I'm really not a fan of all the suits for the series. Well, no, that's not true. I did like the Go Buster suits. I liked how they weren't just the normal spandex. Those were pretty cool, and it's a shame that Toei went back to the normal stuff. Like, yeah, Go Busters is not the greatest Sentai show, but it at least tried to do some new stuff. Every series after has been pretty much just repeating itself. Although I guess I do really love the Q Ranger suits. Okay. Let's see. Who would win between Godzilla, Megazord, Voltron, and Jaeger? Well, I'm going to go with Go Lion. Yes, I'm specifically using the Japanese name because Go Lion was originally the most powerful being in the universe, and that his arrogance is what got him to be separate. When he pissed off a goddess, she split him into 5 robot lions. So and that's what made him weaker, because he was put into individual mecha. But if he was still his original self, Go Lion would be the winner of them. Otherwise, I'll have to go with Godzilla, because Godzilla is pretty much indestructible. Because even as some movies have shown, if you destroy him, he'll just regenerate. Well, I guess he's not really indestructible, because the original did get disintegrated. Go Lion. Although I guess also, though, the Megazord, if you go by the Jew Ranger version, Daijujin, he's also a god. Either way, the Jaeger is screwed. Alright. Another name that I... Blech. Tomorrow's Denver Comic Con and I'm getting like a cold. Just great. Alright. Aiden de Freitas Forrester? Did I say that right? Aiden de Freitas Forrester? Freitas? Sorry, dude. I'm a substitute teacher, so I'm used to reading off names all the time that I don't know how to pronounce. Number 1. How did you first get into Tokusatsu? Well, it depends what you consider by Tokusatsu. I was a Voltron fan from when it first aired on TV. So that kind of pretty much got me into Toku, because I consider Voltron Go Lion to be an anime form of Super Sentai. However, if you're going beyond that, when I was in kindergarten, one of my classmates had a Godzilla figure. Not the one I use in the videos for my cat-type character. a smaller version, which I also have that I didn't grab. He had one of those, and I wanted it. And then my dad rented for me Godzilla 1985. We watched it. It was all right, but it was kind of cool to see a giant monster. The next movie I saw was Godzilla vs. The Thing, or Mothra vs. Godzilla, and then Godzilla vs. Monster Zero, Invasion of Astro Monster. And those are really what just propelled me into the realm of Godzilla. Now, Kaiju is technically Tokusatsu, but to continue on with that, Power Rangers, of course. That's what got me started on... That's pretty much what got me started on everything. Actually, no, because I watched Ultra 7 before Power Rangers. That's right. I watched Ultra 7 and Super Inframan before Power Rangers. Then Power Rangers came out, and I was introduced that I had a toy magazine that talked about... I was like, hey, what's this? Oh, there's the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, a series, blah, 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 about 5 teenagers who wear 5 colored blah, 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 blah. They fight bad guys like Fly Guy, which was the original name of Godar, King Sphinx, Babu, and the evil Rita Repulsa. In October, there will be a premiere of a 6th Ranger and his Dragon Zord. They blah, blah, blah. And then about 3 days later, I saw the commercial on Fox Kids advertising Power Rangers, and I was a fan like that. I knew that I was going to love this series, and as soon as I saw the first episode, I was like, done, I love this. Bye-bye Transformers, Power Rangers are the new thing. Which then, funny enough, because then in the late 90s, oh, Beast Wars, bye Power Rangers, Beast Wars is the thing. Well, Beast War, it was Beast War, Power Rangers, Gargoyles, Batman the Animated Series, X-Men, Spider-Man, and so forth. The 90s was an awesome time to be a kid. Or be having the most of your growth as a kid. Now, for Sentai specifically, so there was a store called Animaniacs, which, funny enough, they were located here in Colorado when I was living in Buffalo, New York. I saw that they had DVDs, the complete series of Gal Ranger with English subtitles, so I bought them. It was at the time, this was 2002, 2003, at the time when we really didn't know that those Hong Kong English subtitle DVDs were actually bootlegs. We were kind of dumbly blinded at that time. Plus, it was like, oh, this is stuff not in America. You can't get fan subs for free. And oh my God, get it. So I watched that, and that's essentially what propelled me to buy bootleg VHS rips on DVD discs of Zyuranger and Dairanger, and it just went on from there. And then I got into Ryuki for Kamen Rider, and so forth. So that's how I got into Sentai and Kamen Rider. Will you ever make a collection video? I think that's... you're talking about what I just was talking about with Brian Ellis with doing a scan, right? If so, yes, someday. Hopefully. I will. What is your favorite figure in your collection? You're going to make me choose? My favorite figure in my collection. Overall favorite figure? Oh, man. I'm going to cheat and go with a couple. The Monster Arts Biollante. That figure is the reason I decided to buy the Monster Arts line. The moment I saw that Biollante, I was like, okay, I'm going to get into this Monster Arts line. That's going to be mine. So that's what propelled me to buy everything, because I missed out on the X Plus stuff. The X Plus stuff is cool, but it is just way too expensive for my bank account. Which is kind of disappointing, because they are the only ones who are really doing high quality Showa Godzilla Arrow stuff. So I would love to support them, I just can't afford it. I wish Bandai and Tamashii would do Showa stuff for the Monster Arts line. because I want it. I want to put him like they have a Mechagodzilla 74 coming out someday soon, I hope. But I need more. I want to have a full Showa collection of Anguirus, Mechagodzilla. I hope they redo the 64 Godzilla to a proper scale. Showa Ghidorah. I would love to replace my Revoltech Mothra and Rodan with Monster Art sized ones. King Caesar. I already said Anguirus. So yeah, and I would even take a Hedorah and Megalon, because as much as I'm not a fan of their movies, they're still pretty cool designs and cool ideas. So Biollante would be my favorite monster art. My favorite Marvel figure is the Pizza Spider-Man. If you don't know what that one is, it is a... Oops. It is a fully posable Spider-Man. I will pick these guys up later. And I'm droning because this is now 36 minutes into the video, so I better get moving. And Ryu Ranger for Sentai, and I do love my Ultra 7 despite its flaws. Who is your favorite Sentai Ranger and favorite Sentai team? Favorite Sentai team? Die Ranger. Favorite Ranger? Favorite Ranger overall? Ooh. Favorite Ranger overall? Man. Probably Daigo, Shishi Ranger, and Die Ranger. This is tough. Okay, my top three. Again, I'm cheating. Daigo, Shishi Ranger, and Die Ranger. Barai, Dragon Ranger, and Jude Ranger. And Jiraiya, Ninja Black, and Kaku Ranger. But I also do love Matoi in the Red Ranger and Go-Go 5. So we'll just stick with those four. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop there. Otherwise, I'll keep going on. The Neo. Oh, what is your opinion on the Neo Heisei era of Kamen Rider? I think it started out solid. Double O's and Forze, phenomenal series. Wizard was bleh. I liked the first half, but they all fell apart in the second half. Gaim was phenomenal, and I couldn't really make it past episode 25 of Drive, episode 2 of Ghost, and episode 1 of X-Aid. I am going to go back at some point and rewatch all 3 shows from start to finish. I've heard X-Aid is phenomenal. I'm just debating, do I want to go into X-Aid since it's airing, or do I want to do Drive and Ghost first, then go into X-Aid, and then go into whatever the next series is going to be, which should be Kamen Rider Build. So, my biggest problem with the Neo Heisei era is it seems like it's been kind of dumbed down, and it's gotten quite formulaic. Gaim was the only one that seemed like it broke the formula from the 2-episode format that usually... And the problem with those, I loved the 2-episode format in O's, Forze, and Double, but it sometimes did get predictable, like Wizard. It was completely predictable because it came down to, okay, why are we doing this when we know he's going to save the gate? Because there was never a chance a gate was going to... A person who was a possible gate was going to end up dying, losing, becoming the gate. And I feel it would have made more sense in Wizard had his tears that create the Infinity Stone being created because he didn't save somebody. That would have made the show more interesting, and that the whole second half of the show would have had him that he had to go out and basically kill the person he failed to save. I think that would have added a really nice dynamic to Wizard. My problem with the Neo Heisei era is it feels like they're going more towards toy sales and dumbing the stories down for children. I mean, yes, these shows are for kids, but anyone could enjoy the regular Heisei series. You could walk in a Gito and it was just as much a crime drama as a Kamen Rider Toku superhero show. There was this balance. The characters were highly developed, there was enough action to keep the kids satisfied, but also it gave you more, it made you think. Same with like Ryuki and Blade, Hibiki, and even, God help me, Kabuto, Faiz, and Deno. Now I don't know, it feels like each series is just laying on the kids. Thankfully there are still surprises like Gaim showed, but I feel like they're gearing it towards more kids than the older audience. Alright, I've got one final question here. I am 40 minutes into the video, so if you're still with me, thanks. I didn't give any restrictions on anyone of what they could post, so Krillika Kane had a few questions she wanted me to give you guys. What motivates you to create videos and try something new? My awesomeness. What motivates you to create videos and try something new? Just trying to outdo what I've already done in the past. Trying something new means I learn something new, and that's the best way to do it. Sometimes it doesn't work. Some of my Halloween videos, I learned last year that my camcorder just cannot work with fog and in darkness. So I'm going to have to try something different. Plus, being creative is more... these days, it's more about being creative than putting out everything the same. Because everyone does the same thing. YouTube is basically a competition. YouTube is basically a race. Who's getting the most views because who's being the most creative in their content. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be informative and creative. Do you feel that creating videos has helped express yourself more? Well, yeah. Because everyone's here. I finally get to hear myself talk. So it just shows how brilliant I am. But seriously though, yes. I feel like I can express myself better in speak than I can in text. Text is going to be based on whatever way somebody wants to read it. Like some of the comments in the comments section, the way I respond, there might be some ways that people type that I read it completely different from what they intended, and they might read my response in a different way because they read it the way I was reading their question, and they might go, whoa, why is he being so harsh? I was just trying to make a joke. So yes, I feel like being live, you can express yourself better. Plus, you can make those smirk faces when you make a sarcastic comment that don't work as well depending on if somebody even pays attention to the emoticon or if they even care about that, compared to in real life. What do you think is the hardest part about doing this channel? Actually, creativity. Like, there are some reviews that I've gone through and it's more of, okay, well, I used this joke in this review, but it would work so well in this review too. Do I want to repeat the joke or do I want to just ignore it? It works so well, I don't want to skip it. Like, okay, for example, if you watch my Winspector review, there's an episode where there's a bomb on a car. If she goes below a speed limit, it explodes. I used a speed joke. Well, that plot line is also used in Dynaman. So now I'm trying to figure out, do I want to reuse that speed joke? Because it's kind of already... It's perfect. It's made for it. So I'll have to figure it out when I do the Dynaman review. Do I want to do the speed joke again? I don't know. Do I want to do it differently? Maybe I won't use footage from the trailer. We'll see. So trying to keep up with not repeating the same jokes over, being more creative with the jokes. Now, having done this channel for a couple of years, what would you do differently if you could? I would go back to all my Godzilla reviews And one, lose the monotone sounding voice, because sometimes it is hard for me to watch my old reviews when I know where I've gone. So losing the monotone voice, because some of those reviews I'm like just like, and Godzilla goes and blah blah blah. He destroys a building. We then jump. Also, inserting movie footage into the reviews more. I think I got better in the Heisei saga, but the earlier stuff, not so much. It was pretty much me talking through the entire thing with maybe 1 or 2 moments of showing a clip from the movie itself, like with the movie audio and video, instead of me just talking through it. Other than that, though, I don't think there's anything I would want to do differently, because it's what I'm doing is working. People are enjoying themselves, and I'm having fun with it most of the time. Not Yamato Takuru. And I want to just keep it going. I want to keep evolving. I want to try new stuff in my reviews that also try not to compromise it. Alright, well, that is all I have. Thank you so much if you stuck around. This video came out a lot longer than I anticipated, mostly because I guess I love to talk more than I... No, that's not true. I love to talk. But thank you all for your questions, and once again, if you want to see me do another one of these, send your questions to kaijunokami@gmail.com. Until next time, bye.